right, what up?
Yo, what up?
This is Jared.
This is Keels.
Up for another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. And this week we did Valentine's Day and The Paper. I remember this one, like, they barely showed it in syndication because, again, holiday episode. So, Spongebob is giving love to all the members in Bikini Bottom, and he especially is giving love, or wants to give love to Patrick. He has something planned with Sandy where he wants to give him a big, gigantic, chocolate-filled balloon, and all day Patrick is guessing what the big gift is, which eventually leads them to a carnival where he's continuously guessing on what it is, which inevitably leads to disappointment. Yep, and, the handshake. Oh my gosh. So, and you're probably guessing yourself, doesn't seem too difficult. You're just getting a chocolate-filled balloon. Well, Sandy, while she's controlling it, is getting attacked by scallops. Chocolate-eating scallops. So how will SpongeBob do it? All right, so we'll just get into it. What was your favorite joke?
There wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot. This was a very pedestrian episode of SpongeBob. I'll say they made their way to the carnival, right? And then they're like, oh, go just take them on the Ferris wheel. So they go to the Ferris wheel, and Patrick is trying to figure out what he's getting. He's like, oh, is the present over here? Is it over here? And then all of a sudden, he just loses it, rips off his shirt, and he starts rocking the Ferris wheel.
Oh, man.
And he's like, I can't wait for the gift. I can't wait. That's one. And then, again, he's trying to figure out what the present is. And then he's like, oh, this paramecium? And he's looking through a microscope at some, some bacteria or whatever. I don't know why, but I found that funny.
Oh, I did actually. So I looked it up just to be that. Let me push up my glasses. That nerd. Paramecium is actually known for being in freshwater ponds. And their defense mechanism is that apparently if they get eaten, they can attack their predators because they can't digest them. So that's why Patrick probably found it so cool, because they're in salt water since it's Bikini Bottom. Sorry, little fun thing, like the nerd. Push up my glasses, nerd.
Wow.
But when you said paramecium. All right, I mean, solid joke. I didn't
have a lot.
Yeah, okay. So I appreciate the pink background in the beginning. I did find it a little odd that,
What background?
So if you notice the background, how it's like usually blue with the flowers, it was pink for the beginning part of the episode to signify look, go back. I mean, it's like colored pink for Valentine's Day. That's it. Little side thing, and then like the only time that Patrick wears a shirt is apparently Valentine's Day. But for favorite joke, I put there's two. I put the woman with the bike when, like, Patrick gets... See, you got to set it up. So, basically, Patrick is upset because SpongeBob says that his big gift is a friendly handshake. And he's just... That already is a joke. It's also a meme-worthy moment, for sure. I know, that's mine. When he has, like, the hand, his face, where he just looks disappointed, where he's like...
Yeah. I put that down as,
meme-worthy.
Yeah.
But... while Patrick is rethinking his whole friendship with SpongeBob, you have people coming up to him like, oh, SpongeBob, thanks for the roses, thanks for the flowers. But this one woman is like, hey, SpongeBob, thanks for the bike. Can you believe this guy? I just met him this morning. I'm like, how do you just meet some, like...
And give her a bike.
A whole bike. A whole bike. Right.
That was his bike.
He was probably like, I outgrew it. He was probably like, who's that good-looking fish over there?
So, right.
SpongeBob spitting some game. All right.
Hey.
Don't let Sandy know. So, yeah, like, that was a funny joke. And then, obviously, when they're trying to get Patrick's attention, you must think I'm pretty dumb, don't you? Yes! Turn around! Just the way that it's just like... It's so Patrick.
That's funny.
But yeah, and then we were talking about it. Meme worthy moment is the face. What would you change?
I don't think I would change anything. I just got a few questions. Like, one, how did you make a bubble that strong? To be a hot air balloon made out of chocolate and that. And also, if the jellyfish are supposed to be like the bees of Bikini Bottom, what are the scallops supposed to be?
I would assume that because they chirp, they're like birds.
Like
yeah.
Pigeons or something?
They're probably like pigeons, I would say.
Okay, I was thinking that.
And I only think that they have to be birds because...
They fly, right?
Not only do they fly, but in the episode when they're taking care of the bird, or the scallop, or the clam, it's a bird. It's weird. Like, sometimes clams and scallops, like...
Right. They
right. They interchange them because sometimes they're birds, but then in the episode where
but the clams are purple.
Yeah, these were like orange.
And what's the names are orange.
Orange. Wow. So I guess the color matters.
Do we even see that a lot? Do we see the scallops a lot?
You know, why didn't they bring the nematodes back from the sweet pineapple?
Yeah.
They should have brought the nematodes back. I mean, wow! I just figured out something else that I would change. I have a list of more things of a list that I would change than this. Because, yeah, for real. Because another thing is, Sandy, there's this one shot where, like, SpongeBob blows a bubble into Sandy's dome, and the thing opens up, and she's like, chocolate, but they're undersea. So they're not in the dome or anything. Yeah. I would have just had that scene take place, like...
Within her house?
Well, even within her house, he can't blow the bubble.
Yeah, he can.
He could have swished it or something in there, like...
It's just like blowing a regular bubble.
Well, either way, when the thing opened up, there should have been some water in there. Like, I'm thinking, like, how'd she do that?
Right.
But another thing is, I thought Patrick was high-key annoying. Like, just every single thing that came out of, like, SpongeBob, and you got me this! Oh, you got me this! Oh, a quarter!
Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
I'm like, bro, you gotta stop. Like, this man is like, a parking ticket? A parking ticket? Yeah. You shouldn't have! Let's see. Any other notes?
No, I was just ready for this episode to be over, really.
Dang. I have one last note. That's, as always, and you're going to find it in the next episode too, the people in Bikini Bottom suck. So I noticed that, like, when they're like, when Patrick's freaking out, he's like, in the park, he's like, give me SpongeBob. They threw him immediately. They didn't care. Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, this is the same man that just
all the gifts
and everything.
That's crazy.
It's just like, wow, like they really said, like, yo, get out of here. They said, I'm not sacrificing.
Because Patrick, man, so it lets me know that it seems like Patrick is the scariest person in the town because everybody was scared.
You think so?
And look at everybody's face. Look, he terrorized the whole carnival.
I can think of a handful of SpongeBob characters that are more scary than Patrick.
Who?
The hash-slinging slasher.
He's only
the
one
Strangler.
Episode. He's only one episode.
Strangler's been in 2 episodes.
Okay, even still, that's a one-off character.
I can't say Plankton. I would be scared of Larry because if you piss him off the wrong day, beat you up.
But you're just going off a theory. I'm going off of what we just saw.
All right, I mean,
you never see Larry angry.
I feel like Patrick is like scary because he's so dumb but also strong.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I'm saying because he's so strong.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know it. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess the only thing I'll say about this episode is that, hey, we're going to reshare this on our social media in February, so share a sound clip. But I mean, beside that, I don't know. I feel like even outside of syndication, it's like the next episode is better for sure.
Yeah, it's like...
yeah, so The Paper. So we're just trying to enjoy another lazy leisure day of just going outside sunbathing, which is not fun. And this is crazy that there's so many episodes where that's his definition of fun. I'm like, what?
This episode definitely made me question, like, what do you do?
Exactly.
Time? Like,
right.
And then it's just like, how couldn't you possibly find a way to have fun?
Here's
all the stuff you were doing.
Right. Unless this episode takes place on a Sunday, I just thought of this. Who's running the Krusty Krab right now beside Mr. Krabs? He can't be cooking casserole. Yeah.
Gotta be on the weekend because they was both at home.
On a Sunday, because the Krusty Krab is closed on a Sunday. Can't be Saturday.
Yeah, they open on Saturday.
So Squidward is just relaxing, and then he gets a piece of gum, chews it out, and he throws the piece of paper away. Litterer, also.
Yeah, he definitely littered.
For real, all the junk in the bikini. Like, that's why. Squidward. SpongeBob notices he threw away the piece of paper. He's like yanking his chain. I'm like, oh, you really sure you don't want it? You sure? Like, oh my gosh. In memory, I have this. Take it, SpongeBob, and no matter how much I may beg and plead and cry, don't. Like, he was going in about how he doesn't want this piece of paper. Suddenly, SpongeBob's having all this fun with the piece of paper. Squidward takes a notice of it, and now he suddenly desires it. Eventually leading to Squidward giving up everything for a worthless piece of paper. Yo. So what was the funniest joke for you?
You already know what the funniest joke was.
Was it the clip or the flip book? Yo. And that's why we said that scene in the beginning, because they literally take the same scene.
It was heavy-handed for sure.
Yup. And if you kids remember this, do kids even do this anymore with the flip books?
No, I doubt it.
I feel like they don't.
I doubt it.
Back in
kids even go to scholastic book fairs or stuff like that anymore. Like,
I used to love the book fair, man.
I used to love. I never bought a book. I would only get like a card poster or oh my god, I had this poster of Ken Griffey Jr. Oh my god, I cherish that poster.
You know what? For any, so my little one is not in school yet, but for any parents that are like listening, if there are any parents out there listening, comment below. Like, do you still like that have kids in school? Do book fairs still exist? Like, do you give them money to go to the book fair? It would be crazy if they don't have it anymore. It might not. Comment.
I work out of school. They did not book fair. Dang. There's been no magazine or whatever to pick what book you want. Yeah,
because paper print, it's all digital now. You're right.
So,
jeez.
I doubt it.
Well, there were these things back in the day, these fossils called flip books. And basically the whole point is that you draw the same repetitive thing. It's like animation. You know, when you have a bunch of papers and they do similar motions, and if you flip it in one stream, it makes it look like the image is moving. So, yeah, exactly, like a Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm. Like a Nickelodeon. That's crazy.
Yo.
I literally just found out what that was maybe last week.
Crazy. So SpongeBob takes the paper and plays the same clip of Squidward promising, like the same clip, no matter how much I may beg and plead and cry. Yo, he was going in.
He said, "But look, Squidward, you told me to."
I never said that,
bro. When he took that paper and flipped it, and it was the scene all over again. Even as a kid, I found that funny.
Exactly. It's funny. Both. I'm telling you. Like.
And then I had to see that scene again. That's why I laughed early, because I had totally forgot that he does the flip book. Because I thought it was a movie. I thought he did like.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this. And he like shows like a movie screening or whatever. But I forgot it was a flip book.
Nope, whole flip book. So.
And, another favorite joke is when. SpongeBob was doing mad stuff with this piece of paper.
Yeah.
He was acting like it was in a helicopter. He was
origami.
He was doing origami. He was doing he was doing impressions. When he did the impression, like, hey, look at me, I'm a guy with a mustache.
Oh,
that's definitely one of the favorite jokes.
Really?
That was hilarious because it came out of no. Look at me, I'm a man with a mustache.
See, I was the complete opposite.
I'm a regular guy with an eye
patch. See, I was the opposite. Like, I thought it was
dang.
annoying. Like, I'm just
you
like...
thought it was all the stuff he was doing?
It got to a point to where, like, I'll just say this. Until he did the origami, I was like, okay, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, it was pretty long. And I think this is... Because I was like, okay, this is definitely dragging out. But I think it's because this is a concept that they always go back to. It's either Patrick having fun, SpongeBob and Patrick, or just SpongeBob. And then Squidward is like, oh, you guys aren't really doing anything. I'll just go about my business.
And then he tunes in.
Then he just can't stay away. So it's like we've seen it with this episode. We've seen it with the bubbles. We're going to see it with the box.
Oh, the box.
We're going to see it with, what's it called? The magic conch shell.
I was going to say, when they're Lost in the Forest, another classic. Yup.
So, yeah, we're going to see it again a few times. And they did it... Did they do it with jellyfishing? They kind of forced it.
No, because with that one, Squidward like reluctantly like was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he naturally like that. Even when he was getting the one jellyfish, it was out of revenge.
Yeah. So it was like that was something I was like, okay, this is kind of the same
concept,
just a different medium, I guess.
All right. So I think I have a theory. I think that this is the first time, you're right when it comes to those, like, it seems natural. I think this was the first time that SpongeBob knowingly knew that he was pissing off Squidward. And I have a couple of things that I pointed out.
Why do you think so?
Okay. So when he got the piece of paper, he was like, but he's like laughing so hard at first when he gets like, don't mind me. I'm just laughing because I have this piece of paper. I'm like, all right. That's like I guess. And yes, he's constantly like going in on it. But the one where I was like, nah, there's no way. When Squidward's taking a bath to try and like be like, I'm doing my own thing.
Relax.
The piece of paper comes in as a paper airplane, shoots at the duck, and then comes back. That was a strategic planned attack. Like, it was like, nah, there's no way. Like, it's just, you knew. So I think that SpongeBob I think this is like, he was an evil genius in this. He wanted that shirt. He wanted that shirt.
He did say he loved the shirt.
Right, and it gets to a point to where Squidward is so desperate for this little piece of paper, he gives away everything. He wheelbarrows his clarinet, his pictures, the house. He's like, well, that's everything. And it's like, oh, is this still a test? Because it's really hard. And then it's like, I've given you everything but the shirt off my back. And takes off the shirt, gives it to SpongeBob. He wanted that shirt.
He definitely wanted that shirt. He's like, wow, I've always loved this shirt.
Shirt, right. And that's also a meme-worthy moment for me because when he looks in the mirror, like, I've definitely seen that meme where it's like when you have a new shirt or you have, like, new clothes or something. It's like that shot of, like, SpongeBob with Squidward's shirt. But, the devil's advocate of it is that when Squidward finally gets a piece of paper, just like with the secret box and just like everything, it's not the same magic.
It ain't the same, right?
And I love this. Always got me cracking up as a kid when he does the origami. He's like, nah, and the kids go,
right? It's a big wad of paper.
But I'm also thinking, I don't know if I would put this in the thing I would change, but like maybe I'm thinking too highly of this episode. Squidward got this piece of paper because he had a piece of gum. You're going to tell me that he didn't have another piece of gum so that he could have another piece of paper? Think about that for a moment. Yeah. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. Squidward should have just thought about this real quick.
Right. Just go get some more gum.
Just get more gum, and then you're set. And you're going to tell me that even if it's his last piece of gum, he's got some gum.
Something I would change.
Yeah, go ahead.
It would have been fun, because at the end, when Squidward is trying to do all the stuff with the paper, Patrick comes with a big old wad of gum. He's like, oh, wow, paper, I needed that. Sticks his gum in the paper and, like, throws it away. It would have been funnier if Patrick took the paper, and then he was doing all the stuff that.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like the paper had a mind of his own. And he was like, "Oh wow, the paper's making me fly like a," you know what I mean? That would have been a funny end to the episode, I think.
I got it. If he took the piece of paper, he's like, "Oh, worthless piece of paper. Thanks." He splits it in half, puts one half of it with the gum, and the other half, it's like the helicopter again. He just flies off like, "Bye, Squidward. Funny. Nice shirt, SpongeBob." Like, yo. He literally said that too at the end, like, "Yo, nice shirt, SpongeBob." Like, oh man. Anything else?
That's all I got. Oh, wait, meme worthy?
I said the shirt.
Yeah, because I myself didn't see the shirt, so it probably is a meme.
You've seen the meme where it's like he has like it's like Squidward, or sorry, it's SpongeBob looking in the mirror, and he has like Squidward's shirt on, and he's looking at the mirror and himself, like he's angling himself.
I never seen it. I never seen the meme.
It's all right.
What I have seen is something quick. He throws away the paper. Then SpongeBob comes out, and as soon as SpongeBob walks out of his house and says something to him, he like grabs his chair, folds it up, and he's about to go inside. You had that. You're right. Yeah, that's something that I've seen, and I also say in my real life when he's like, "Do I dare?" So I always say that.
Nice.
That's really it. This episode was
Listen,
it was kind of funny when he was playing the clarinet with the paper and it was all good.
Oh, we didn't even. Okay, yeah, we got it. That was a good joke because he's over here like do 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 do.
He played the crap out of Squidward,
and that's another reason why I said SpongeBob is strategic with this. Like he's an evil genius because he's like, "Wow, Squidward, it's so great how you played those notes so wrong." Like he says that sentence. I'm like, wait, what? Like. What are you talking about? He's like, dude, you're playing at do 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 do. It should go do 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 do, and the whole musical note, like he puts souls to it.
He's riffing with the paper, doing add-ons.
Yo, Louis Armstrong comes out from the background and is like, "That's some good music, there, SpongeBob." Yo,
yeah,
over there playing the sax. Yo,
he was going ham. He said,
he was going in. Stevie was about to pull out with the piano too, like, "I got you on the keyboard."
Oh, that's funny.
Yo, it feels like sometimes I am under the sea. All right.
And then Squidward just threw his clarinet. He was like, "Wow."
He changed a different complexion, if you've noticed.
I didn't notice that.
He went from Squidward's like that like bluish teal. He went from like that flat color. Like just
yeah, I mean, he got upstaged.
By a piece of paper.
By a piece of paper. Yeah, this it just made me think like, well, okay, so like what do you really do for fun? Like as far as we've seen, he's doing the stuff that he considers fun. He's painting.
Yeah.
What was he doing? He was
painting, taking a bath, playing the
clarinet. Then it's like, okay, what? So like, how are you not having fun now? This is what you do. This is you. And so it just made me like think like, what is Squidward? Like, one, how old are you? Two, like, what is your goal? What is your goal in life? And like, why don't you have any other friends?
Because they're all living at Tentacle Acres.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's the thing. Like, Squidward is the anomaly, and it's kind of when we get to that episode, we'll go more in depth in it. But I feel like there's a reason why he's the only squid in Bikini Bottom, minus his mother. But why everybody lives at Tentacle Acres, because he really is the outlier in, like, the group. He's really like SpongeBob and Patrick. He just is more prude about it. He's more, I'm not going to do such childish things. But, like...
You are a child.
Right.
Because look at what you did to try and get that piece of paper.
Exactly. Like, who gives up everything? And again, the concept of you could just get another piece of paper. Like, we know that the characters in Bikini Bottom do some outlandish things sometimes. But what I will say is this. Like, Squidward is living proof that he loves the camaraderie. He loves, like, he wants what SpongeBob has. And maybe that's why SpongeBob does it. He's like, it's just like that, you know that smile, that meme that you see all the time where you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Yeah.
Low-key, that's SpongeBob's, like, headspace every time that Squidward, like, breaks down. Yeah. He's like, you're having fun, aren't you, Squidward? He's like, yo.
It makes me wonder, now that you brought up Tentacle Acres, I don't know if I should say this or not.
Or save it for the episode?
Yeah.
What is it? You can hint to it.
I don't think I should.
All right. Well, you got to stay tuned then, audience. Stay tuned for when we get to Tentacle Acres. This is that season 2, I think?
Probably.
Yeah, it's season 2. I'm excited. All right. So until next time, this is Jarrett.
This is Keels.
Another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter in the bag.
Thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Don't forget to follow Bikini Bottom Banter on TikTok and Instagram for even more content. Subscribe to them on YouTube and Anchor, plus turn on bell notifications to be updated on their latest episode. And if you've got your own jellyfishing stories or favorite SpongeBob moments, remember to share them with us. You might just hear them on our next episode. So until then, stay bubbly, keep smiling, and remember, subscribe to Bikini Bottom Banter to know all the under the sea.